Okay, someone else threw out the idea of doing another my wrestler versus ones. I thought this one was very specific. Triple H and Goldberg. Ironically, they did actually meet in the E when Goldberg did his return. Well, I guess his first run in the E. But by this time, they'd both passed their primes. If you remember, Triple H fought Goldberg a lot when he had to wear running shorts. He had to actually wear essentially a to-knee length short because he had some nagging injuries, so he couldn't work out at the level that he really wanted to, and therefore he didn't want to show off his legs. Also around the time when there was Evolution, so Evolution constantly ended up being the ones who would help Triple H defeat Goldberg. So you had Goldberg nowhere near the overall height that he had in his career, and Triple H was on the backside of his, more so using his star power to groom other superstars in the name of Randy Orton and Dave Bautista. So what if these two guys were to have fought closer to their overall prime? Now this one's probably going to seem a little more different because I'll be taking Goldberg roughly around the height of the Monday Night Wars, and Triple H, and I think his overall height and popularity would most definitely have been during the McMahon-Helmsley era. Because think about it, that is when he was the top dog in the E. So you've got the top dog, well that time would have been the F. So the top dog in the F versus Goldberg when he was at the point where he was just plowing through guys one after another. I know that sounds horrible. This is when he was at, hitting that near undefeated streak sort of era. So I'll probably put him just after, probably around the time, I'll put him in the middle of his undefeated streak time. When everyone wanted to be, who would be that guy who would beat Goldberg and end the streak? Now, normally I do these on an 11-point system, where I have strength, speed, endurance, toughness, striking, grappling, submissions, high flying, over with the crowd, psychology, and mic work. However, at this time in their careers, I really don't recall Triple H doing a lot of high flying. I really could say, well, he did a jumping knee, but I need a little bit more than just, the Harley Race jumping knee to have that be, there's your high flying move. And around this time, neither one of these two guys really excelled in the way of submissions. So I'm removing those two from just making a 9-point scale, make it a lot easier. So you're going to give him a strength. At this time, Triple H was a big guy, strong, impactful. He was taking on Goldberg, who at this point was demolishing everybody in his path, and was an undeniable, like he was chiseled from stone, except for his tiny calves. And he was, every feat of strength that he needed to do, he was doing. So strength, definitely Goldberg. Speed. Out of these two guys, if you go back and you watch some of Goldberg's older matches, and you watch him out of nowhere hit a spear in seconds, the man just had ridiculous quickness, and his matches were super short. Downside of that, when it comes to endurance, we never saw him really have a long match. Most of his matches were about 2 minutes in length. McMahon-Helmsley era Triple H, he was taking on much longer matches. It's just, the nature of the beast. A guy who was taking really short, strong matches versus a guy who took a much longer style of match. Toughness. We never really saw Goldberg take that many moves. He seemed to pretty much be all offense, and never really had to go on the defense very often. Where Triple H, being a heel, had to be on the defensive a lot more. He took a lot more of a beating than he initially dished out. Striking. Here again, if you're looking at it, Goldberg, punch, kick, clothesline, spear, I'm definitely going to give him a much greater ability when it comes to doing overall striking. Big, strong, powerful guy, big, strong, powerful striking. Now I'm skipping, of course, submission and high flying. So I'm going to grappling. Around this time, Goldberg didn't really do that much, with the exception of the jackhammer when it came to lots of grappling moves. He didn't do much in the way of suplexes or body slams or spine busters. He didn't need those moves. He didn't use them. Triple H, this is around the time when he started adding more and more moves to his overall arsenal. So you still had different styles of suplex, you still had backdrops. It's also around the time he started doing some of the spine busters. So you still had a definitely much wider ability to overall grappling. Now we're going to hit the overall psychology part of this. Over with the crowd. Triple H, when he was the major heel, oh man, everyone hated him. Oh, everyone hated him. I knew people who would say that if he was on fire, they wouldn't urinate on him. That's how much he was hated. Now, I'm going to contrast that to the crowd just droning the phrase Goldberg. I know sometimes they piped it in over a crowd that was saying boring, but people showed up in droves to watch Goldberg. Ironically, I'm going to give Goldberg the over with the crowd style. He was, for a while, he was the thing to watch on WCW. Or on Thunder. He's going to watch on Nitro, Thunder, Saturday night, he went on the Mother Theater. He was the person you tuned in to watch. Ring psychology. Goldberg pretty much got in the ring, hit a couple of moves, hit a spear, jumped and grabbed the ropes, a la Ultimate Warrior, and then defeated his opponent. Not really a lot in the way of ring psychology. Triple H, was doing a great job at this time. When an opponent was too powerful, he sold that. He did the cowardly slide to the corner moments. He did lots of the little things here and there that really, really draw you into a match from a psychological standpoint. And now it's mic work. I now have to compare a guy who said, "Who's next?" to someone who actually did full promos. So mic work, it comes down to Triple H. At this time, Triple H was the absolute dominant heel. Did he lose matches? Yes. Did he put on great matches? Yes. Had these two forces collided, I'm pretty sure Triple H would have been the person to have ended Goldberg's tremendous winning streak. Because he would have had that much pull, he would have had that much that he could do overall when it comes to the storyline progression and the physical acclimates to actually make a good match with Goldberg and then defeat him.